Alright, so a little bit over a week ago, I made a video about how this All-Star race is going to be crazy. There's going to be so many first-time All-Stars. And in that video, I didn't even think to mention Jamal Murray. And I believe that's because in our minds, we kind of think of Jamal Murray as that best player to not make an All-Star team, but he is playing at a different level this year, an All-Star level. Career highs across the board, and it does not seem like it's going to slow down. So my first question here would be, do you guys believe Jamal Murray is going to be an All-Star? It seems like a no-brainer, but I think he's in direct competition with two players. I think it's Austin Reeves, and I think it's De'Aaron Fox. Two players having incredible seasons, and you might kind of brush off De'Aaron Fox, but the fact that the Spurs are still winning without Wemby, I do believe that is a very strong argument. It's kind of like if the Nuggets were still winning without Nikola Jokic. It would be a no-brainer Jamal Murray's an All-Star, right? And their numbers are very similar. The record is very similar, and De'Aaron Fox has only played in 15 games, but by the time this decision needs to be made, I don't think the games played will be a big factor. And then you would think that Austin Reeves is a lock, averaging 28 points per game, 5 boards, 6 assists, shooting 51% from the field. You would think that's a lock, but are we sure the coaches are gonna, vote Austin Reeves, or would the coaches be more likely to vote Jamal Murray? The veteran champion Jamal Murray that has never been an All-Star, I kind of think the coaches might vote him over someone like Austin Reeves. Now, would they vote Fox over him? Probably not, but I do believe there is a small world where Austin Reeves does not make the All-Star team, and that would be kind of wild, unless the Laker fans really show out and he's just voted in a starter. That, we've seen crazier things happen. And there's actually one more guard that's not having the best statistical year and is hurt right now, so that might really hurt his chances, but Devin Booker as well. Like, if he comes back in time, I think he'll be right in this conversation, but it's looking like Devin Booker might not be an All-Star this year, which is kind of crazy. But the reason why I'm saying it's going to come down to those three is because we already know the locks. We know Steph Curry's going to make it no matter what. SGA's going to make it. Luka's going to make it. Anthony Edwards going to make it. That's already 4 guards, and there's no positions this year in theory. But we all know subconsciously voters vote positions, and I think they're kind of right for that. Even if they are all deserving, in your mind, it's kind of hard to vote for 8 guards. And if you would have asked me like 2 weeks ago, I would have said someone like Denny was going to be a lock. Now at this point, the way the Blazers are losing as of late, I'm not sure he's going to make it, and I think he deserves to make it. It's just going to be a very, very interesting All-Star selection. I think Jamal Murray will make it. I think coaches will make sure Jamal Murray makes it, and Jamal Murray deserves to make it. Now, the other conversation I want to have is it good for Jamal Murray to make it? I know I sound crazy, but hear me out. I think it's a good thing for him to make it if he's going to make it again, right? If he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star, I think that's great. I think it's even great if he wins another championship. But the reason why I'm saying this is because think about someone like Mike Conley, and how many times we had the conversation like Mike Conley, best player to never be an All-Star. Now Mike Conley is kind of gonna be forgotten, right? He got that All-Star claim. No one's ever gonna say that again. And 10 years from now, no one's gonna be talking about, man, Mike Conley, if he really should have been an All-Star. Crazy, Mike Conley was never an All-Star. And obviously it's not that serious, right? We're just having a fun little discussion, but it is real. If Mike Conley was never voted an All-Star that year, and I remember being very upset that he was an All-Star because I felt like DeMar DeRozan definitely deserved it over him as a replacement. But with that being said, if Mike Conley never got that All-Star game, I do believe in a very strange way that adds to the legacy. You're one of one. You're the best to never be an All-Star. Again, I know it's stupid, but one-time All-Star, now you're just one of hundreds probably of one-time All-Stars. And I feel like it would be even more impactful for a Jamal Murray. Now, if he's a multiple-time champion, that's what he's going to be remembered for anyway. He's going to be remembered for being a champion. He's going to be remembered for being part of one of the greatest duos of all time. Whether you want to give him that or not, he's going to be remembered that way. So, again, it's all in fun. Nothing's too serious here. You might be saying, like, who cares about this? Who even talks about this? Well, I do. I'm the weirdo that cares about this because I made a video posted on July 29, 2024, best NBA players with no awards. And Jamal Murray was on the thumbnail with Richard Jefferson, whatever you want to do with that. And I went through the best NBA players, like I said, with no awards, like no six-man, no all defensive, no all-star, no most improved, all that. It's, again, I'm the weirdo, I'm the sicko that cares about this stuff, but it was a fun exercise, and Jamal Murray is the best player of that group. If I remember correctly, some of the names were like Richard Jefferson, obviously on the thumbnail, Andre Miller, who I think is gonna be one of the more underrated players of all time, Ron Harper, who I remember being shocked that he never made an all-defensive team, kind of crazy, probably the best defender to never make an all-defensive team. Kevin Martin, probably one of the best pure scorers to never make an all-star team. Just a fun little video I made before. Josh Smith, who was also in my video for players who should have been better. Like, when you really look at what he could do on a basketball court, there is no reason that guy shouldn't be top 50 all time. Like, the talent is absurd. And I'm gonna repeat a stat I had in that video about Josh Smith, one of the craziest stats you might see, but the only players in NBA history to average 17 points per game, 2.5 blocks, 1.5 steals, and 3 assists in a season is Kareem, David Robinson, Hakeem, and Josh Smith. That's the list. Now, they started tracking blocks a little late, so maybe Wilt did it, maybe Bill Russell did it, and those guys scored a lot more than 17 points. But for a player that is capable of that, to never be an all-star and only make one all-defensive team is crazy, right? But I'm getting a little bit off topic here. Back to Jamal Murray. He's gonna be an all-star. Again, it's a stupid conversation. So we're gonna have to move on from talking about Jamal Murray as the best player to never make an all-star game. And now CJ McCollum can have that again. I don't know if it is CJ, like I don't know if CJ's better than Kevin Martin. I don't think CJ's better than Josh Smith, but for this little era we're talking about, it will go back to CJ McCollum. And then we can have the weird conversation about Jamal Murray's like Hall of Fame case, because there's really no case. Like, just going off of history, unless Jamal Murray is about to make 4 straight all-star games, like there's really no case. But what if he wins another championship? What if Canada gets a silver medal? Like, does that do anything for his legacy? Actually, I'm getting off topic again, but I think that's a great case study. Like, will we count Canada's Olympic feats the same way we count the European players? Right? Because USA players, we don't really care what you do in the Olympics. It doesn't really count toward your Hall of Fame case, and I understand that, but it is interesting, right? Like, what if Jamal Murray gets a gold medal? What if he's an NBA champion, 2-time All-Star, 1-time gold medalist? Does that get him in the Hall of Fame? Because that would get a Serbian player in the Hall of Fame. That would get a Spain player in the Hall of Fame. Like, I'm not trying to be xenophobic, right? But I think we all know that's a real thing. If an American-born player had the same resume as Marc Gasol, he's not in the Hall of Fame. We just all know that. So I wonder how we're gonna treat Canada, right? It's not the USA, right? It's not an all-star team, but they do got Shea, they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they got Jamal Murray, they got Andrew Wiggins, Dylan Brooks, RJ Barrett. Like, they got a lot of NBA talent, and will they get the same credit that other countries get? I wonder. That's all I'm saying, I wonder. But this was a very random, very sporadic video. All that to say that I don't think we should ignore what Jamal Murray is doing right now. I think we are still thinking of Jamal Murray of past years, and this year is a little bit different. He's playing at a different level, and we should acknowledge that he's gonna be an all-star. That's the only point of this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.